Everyone wants to be happy, but if you ask around, no one really knows what happiness is. Where does happiness come from? Does it come from within? Does it come from without? Does it come from a partner or does it come from buying things? What is happiness? If you go searching around the internet, you'll find a lot of gurus and various people talking about happiness. They'll say that happiness is completely subjective and that it's totally unique to the individual. They'll say, go out and do something that makes you happy. And since this is a channel that dives into wisdom, I would like to quote Socrates. He said, there's a secret of happiness. It is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Now, I want to put this in perspective because this is very true. There are people that I know who don't have very much money at all, but they are some of the happiest people you'll ever meet. And there's people that I know that have done very well in life and they're miserable. Now, everyone always says, give me the money and I'll deal with the misery. And I get that. I really do. I get that. If you're going to be miserable, it's better to be rich and miserable than poor and miserable. But I would like to point out the example of Adolf Merkel. Now, who is Adolf Merkel? Adolf Merkel was crushed by watching his life's work slip through his fingers. He was a 74-year-old German billionaire, and he walked out into the bitter cold of a Monday night and threw himself under a speeding train. Now, why did he do this? Well, he lost $9.2 billion in the financial crash back in 2008. And though he still would have been a rich man and had the ability to start building his companies back again, losing that amount of money destroyed all of his happiness because he defined himself by his money. Why are little kids always so happy? Because they don't know what they don't have. So they don't compare themselves to others. They don't start getting upset about life until we adults start pointing out to them what they don't have and what we can't get them. That's when the sadness begins. I grew up in the projects, and we were happy because everybody around us was poor. So the only people we compared ourselves to were the other poor people. I didn't know that I was poor until I started going to school and I saw that other kids were rich. Come to find out years later, they weren't rich. They were just a little bit better off than me. The problem that we have as a society is that we have linked happiness to tangible things. We say, if I have this, then I will be happy. If I date him or her, I will be happy. But I'm here to posit that we will be more happy if we let go of tangible things. Tangible things chain us down. They hold us in place and make us keep jobs that we hate going to just to keep buying the tangible things, and then begins a vicious cycle that loops us in and keeps us miserable for most of our lives. That is why we are happy when we're children. There is nothing holding us back. There are no jobs to have because we don't want to buy too many things. We'll play in the dirt with our friends. We'll run around imaginary circles. We create our own happiness. The key to being happy is to figure out how to get back to that state, that childlike state of not wanting things and not needing things. I'm not saying that we go through life shirking our responsibilities and being childish. I'm saying look within yourself and find your inner child, that little kid that liked biking or hiking or making paper airplanes, and ask yourself, what is it that makes me happy? If you do this enough times, an answer will reveal itself. Soon you will learn to let go of the expectations others have put upon you for your happiness. You don't need that big a house. You don't need that fancy a car. You don't need to date that specific looking woman or that tall of a man. These things will only serve to hold you back from achieving your true joy. They are just mechanisms of escape. Look within and discover what it is that really makes you happy. Be super, super honest with yourself. And once you have done this, begin to pull to you all those things that make you happy. Build a life around that and nothing else. Thank you for listening and have a wise day.